Talking that talk.
What they talk. It's your boy Dizzle, Boogie, Chachi, Hollywood J. What they talking.
Business,
Music,
culture,
sports,
And a bunch of other crazy we probably shouldn't be talking about.
coast to coast with it.
It's random. What they talking.
what they Look at this guy over here, bro.
What they talking.
Like and subscribe.
Welcome to another episode of What They Talking. It is your boy Dizzle here on this wonderful, wonderful Thursday morning. How y'all doing out there today? My man Jay, always first up around here, man. How was your week, bro? Talk to us, homie.
Week was good, man. It's been raining here again in LA. So good news on that is we're supposedly not going to have a drought for like 2 years. So that's chill. But other than that, bro, like ain't shit going on this week, man. I've just been working, grinding. I was sick last week, which sucked. But coming out of it, a new man. So yeah, just looking forward to the weekend coming up. Heading down to San Diego. That should be fun. See some friends. Little surprise birthday action for one friend who will remain nameless in case he listens to this podcast. But yeah, man, I'm chilling. Chachi, how you doing?
Yo, I'm good. You know, the continuation and the grand celebration of Pisces season for me is happening tomorrow. My 47th birthday. I'm excited. I'm the OG. It's all good. You know what I mean? I like to think I wear it well. But my daughter and granddaughter popped up this week. They flew up from Louisiana. Excited to just spend some time with them, hang out over the weekend. Later today, my son is competing in the New Balance Nationals in the 400 meter dash in Boston. So excited about that.
Hopefully he runs fast.
Yeah, he's good. He's only 12. He's running. He's like the youngest out of his like age group. But he runs like a 102 right now in the 400, which is pretty good. He's still a little guy, hasn't hit any growth spurt. But I think if I have him listen to Meek Mill's Dreams and Nightmares before he runs, he might crack that 1 minute mark later today. So, sending some good vibes out to him. But other than that, man, excited about the weekend, ready to rock and roll. Boogie, what's good with you, fam?
Man, I have been chilling. It's been a bit rainy here, and all right, this might sound ridiculous, but I saw some snow from my place in the South Bay. It was basically raining. Yeah. And
Did your girl tell you didn't imagine it?
Oh, 100%. She was like, holy shit, it's snowing. Because like the snowflakes were like drifting up. Now shit was obviously melting like extremely quick, but it was fucking snow. I couldn't believe my eyes. I looked at the temp, it's like 50 something.
Was it snow or was it like ash from a nearby like homeless fire?
Definitely a viable or definitely a potential cause of it for sure. But man, I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy shit!
I sent y'all that from Rhode Island. But here you go. You take it.
Yeah, you must have. Yeah, I took a video and all it's showing is like just some sparkly shit. You can't really tell, but yeah, I had to have my girl come over. I'm like, hey, am I tripping right now or is that snow? She's like, holy shit, it is. So that was pretty wild. Other than that, man, I started working out again yesterday. You guys are probably going to hear this several times throughout the life of this podcast. I work out, I get consistent, and then like you won't hear me talk shit about it, and I'll bring it up in a random pod 6 months from now. Yeah, so I started working out again, started eating better. It is an endless cycle for me, but yeah. But I'm sticking to it, and diet. I just calculated some macros out, and that's all I'm doing. I ain't giving a fuck about food quality type, etc. Like obviously I'm not just crushing fast food or anything, and I'm cooking, but like I don't know. I'm just not paying attention. Is it organic? Is it grass fed? Is it gluten free? This? Is it vegan? That? I ain't paying attention to any of that shit. I'm just hitting my macros to start off.
Right.
Because, you know, it's an effort to like cook your shit. You know, you got to grocery shop often, not to mention all the dishes you're probably, you know, producing. So I'm trying to take it easier this time, because normally I just go balls to the wall with some diet, start restricting shit, blah, blah, blah. And it never works out. So now I'm just eating from my macros. So that's what's good with me.
Word.
But enough about me. Let's start the show. Just kidding. E, over to E Dizzle, man. How you been?
Yeah, I appreciate that, dog. Appreciate it. Oh man, my week's been great, man. You know, well, not doing much. Didn't do much, nothing hardly, man. Just tried to relax, man, and just chill, you know, because brother been working so hard, man. You know, working for these tech companies that's definitely laying everybody off. The ones that do got their jobs, we working extra hard now. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard out there in the streets, man. But at the same time, you know, life is great. You know, still got fam. And as my boy Chachi say, you know, it is Pisces season. My boy Boogie just celebrated his. Chachi his tomorrow, and then your boy on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? And then
I'm the odd man out here. I'm the only one with some sense.
Well, you're not too far away though. You're what, a month away, right?
It's September, bro.
I'm September, bro.
September. Why was I thinking April? Bro, hey, don't worry. I got a calendar event in my shit.
You be hitting that bottle. You be seeing snow. I don't know. Hey, no wonder your timeline's all fucked up.
Yeah, no shit. No shit.
Man. But I did want to give a shout out. Somebody that reminded me of my birthday, man, was somebody. I don't think Chachi know him, but somebody we all know. His name DJ.
Mm-hmm. I was about to throw up the guns, bro. He's
click too. His is on the 12th, I believe, man.
The 10th, right?
I'm on the 10th. His on the 12th. That's my dog, man.
Let's go.
My dog. But anyway.
Go.
As always, we got these stories queued up for you, so let's get to it. First story of the day. As usual, I talk to y'all about the tech, and this is about big tech, because this is something that Boogie, Jay, and I use all the time. Apple products, no disrespect to Chachi, but Apple.
All the disrespect to Chachi.
All of it.
I have a couple Apple products, but in my defense, I also have an Apple allergy, but...
For sure, it shows.
Only Apple product he has is like an Apple cutter.
Probably.
Look, I got two Macs right here. I got pow.
Okay.
But go ahead. I'm not.
But I
don't want to defend my
2 chains.
Two Macs.
He got 2 Macs.
Oh, bracelets.
But man, Apple, our lovely company, Apple, the $2 trillion company, just got hit with a fine directly from the European Commission. We call it the EC for short. They sided with Spotify. I mean, I love Spotify. Spotify is dope to me. No disrespect to Apple. I like the Apple Music, but Spotify just be having the tunes, and they've been around so long. You know, your playlist just so fat on there. You don't want to just switch to Apple Music and start trying to set up a whole new playlist and all that nonsense. So you roll with Spotify. But why Apple getting hit is because you go on the App Store, they not trying to publicize and shoot you any type of advertisement, any deals on anything other than Apple Music. They hiding all the others. So Spotify been going after them for a while. I heard they've been trying to do this lawsuit. They ran up and tried to do this lawsuit like 65 times, bro. They was going against them 65 times. But I guess after 65, the EC was like, you know what, we side. So Apple has to pay $2 billion. $2 billion with a B to Spotify, which to us, that's a lot of money. But between those two companies, that's like $20. But you know what I'm saying? But yeah, what do y'all think about Apple? They got to change their ways, bro. They got to change their ways. So what y'all think about it? Spotify, Apple Music, who you rolling with? How you feel about it? Talk to me, fellas.
Yeah, I know Apple put out a blog saying that they're obviously going to appeal.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're going to appeal that decision. So it still remains to be seen if it'll be upheld. But it's kind of similar, if you remember, like the Epic Games, the creators of Fortnite.
Right.
Like, they were battling with Apple about the same thing. Basically, what it says is like, hey, we're not allowed to advertise that if you buy from us directly outside of the App Store, like you can get a cheaper price.
Right.
And so I think the EC basically said that like on average, consumers ended up paying 2 to 3 more euros per month than they could have gotten. So they're like anti-competition, all that other stuff. To be honest, like I just don't care all that much just because I don't think it necessarily impacts me. Like even if there is a direct option and I'll save $2 a month, like my shit's already set up. It's, within the ecosystem. I just use my Face ID and then it just adds it to my bill and charges me whenever. Like I don't want to have to go through extra hoops. But this actually may have implications on like my business that I work on a daily basis. Yeah. I won't get into that, but like that could ripple affect how other like marketplaces in general, app stores, cloud marketplaces, all those, it could have a ripple effect, and we'll see if it, extends to the States or if it's just the Europeans. Like they have a track record of just finding everybody. Like they find Google, they find Amazon, they just find people like left and right all the time, like absurd amounts.
Yeah. I was gonna say like, I think it's definitely going to set a precedence, right? I mean, Apple has historically avoided these types of fines, right? They've been investigated several times for antitrust violation, shit like that. And now it shows that they're going to be held accountable for this type of thing moving forward, right? So I can definitely see that precedence being set for other large tech companies or other companies who,
heavy lies the crown. When you're the 800-pound gorilla in the room, like you end up making decisions, and that's how you corner the market, right? So absolutely. Now they're just trying to create a more level playing field. So we'll see here. But the European Commission like hates giant corporations, so we'll see if this is held up on appeal. It'll be interesting to see what happens. It'll be interesting to see if Apple stock takes a hit, right? Because how many more people are going to either bring lawsuits or are going to start divesting and like pushing consumers away from the App Store direct to them, so their revenue may take a hit. We'll see.
Well, so Apple did start making changes to its App Store based on this, right? So it does show that government, big authority agencies are now starting to step in, and these companies are reacting. And look, it's not unheard of, but it just like how far do we want people to go? Because I definitely believe in the competition, because if you have I think we've all had an experience with our internet providers. Of course, wherever you're at, you're pretty much like set with that internet provider, right? Like you don't have many other choices if you want some solid service. So when you call these people, South Park did a great episode on it. You call these people and they're just like, they don't give a shit, right? Look, I haven't had troubles with customer service like others have, but still, like when you have just one big player, one or two, you're stuck with it. So yeah, but
on that note, like you said about them not giving a shit, like Apple is who Apple is, and Apple does what Apple does. Apple's been taxing people since day one. Right. But every time there's a new product launch, you got to get a new charger. You got to get new accessories to go with it. So every time that you're never just going to buy the phone. Yeah, right. And
such a great
exactly.
Term.
And the quality just kind of deteriorates.
Hey, I'm gonna stop you there. The quality don't deteriorate.
Hold on, I'm not hating. I'm not a hater.
Okay.
I hate a lot of things, but I'm not a hater. I am a supporter of my Samsung phone. I'll drop it off the Empire State Building in the joint. I'll pick it up and call my mom. Right?
What you got in that glass? Sounds like a little haterade sipping on.
It sounds a little.
Listen. Whatever. I'll be the old guy that's saying some old guy things, but I will say this: Apple is not gonna sweat it. Right? Apple's gonna pay the fines. It's like a heavy. You know what I mean? It's like you've been winning. Boom! You got to go ahead and take a little L. No, people are not gonna stop supporting Apple products. You guys, I guarantee at some point in time, I'll have an iPhone only because of the influence of you. You know what I mean?
Bullying works.
Only.
We need to bring back bullying. It works. Results.
But my fridge, my stove, my washer, and my dryer, my TVs are all still gonna be Samsung.
Hey, I'm with that. I'm with that because Apple don't make TVs, so I'm good. But you know what, man? I want to rewind one thing that Jay said. Jay said one thing. I'm gonna be a little petty because Jay said one thing. Doesn't really affect me. I just put my stuff in and it just pays for it. Hey, everybody don't got it like you, Jay. Maybe we want to save $1 or
Hollywood.
$2. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why you got the free version with ads, bro. Like, don't come at me like that. There's ways that you can make it.
We out here trying to save a couple dollars to get the premium, and Jay like, well, I don't have to do that.
Hollywood said just charge it to the game.
All y'all broke folks out there, pay attention. What's happening out there?
The IRS has entered the chat. I fucked myself on
Right.
Yeah. Hollywood said charge it to the game.
Man, trash. But anyway, fellas, that's what's going down. The EU out here agreeing with Spotify so Spotify can get that $2 billion from Apple. So Apple can make some changes. What I think don't really matter, but I think, like my boy Chachi say, if it goes to Apple, go pay the fine and continue to do what they've been doing, the same old shit. But
they're gonna roll
like it is. Jay, Mr. Hollywood Jay, what you got for us today?
Speaking of another battle, a fight for one's life, perhaps, Ryan Garcia is battling some fucking demons out here. I don't know if y'all know who Ryan Garcia is, but he... he's like an influencer boxer, but like actually a legitimate boxer, like signed to Oscar De La Hoya's promotion company.
He got dropped by Tank, baby.
He's the real deal.
Yeah. Tank dropped his ass with that kidney shot and just ruined him. Well, this week he's been going off the rails. So I don't know if y'all have seen his Twitter or like what he's been putting out there. Basically, it started with a series of like wild accusations. He said that, now keep in mind here, it's they in quotation marks talking about the elites apparently. Yeah, his little DJ Khaled, they don't want you to win. He said they took him out to a forest, tied him up, and made him watch kids get sexually assaulted. It's Bohemian Grove is real. And if you look at his Twitter timeline, it's just like sporadic weird stuff. And then all of a sudden he's like, bring peace to the Middle East. Let me actually read some of these tweets. I got them pulled up here. I changing the Pope name to Poop. He said randomly he's going to fight Jake Paul. He went on a Twitter space and just started speaking in tongues, which is always interesting. He keeps talking about how he's bringing the truth. He then posted like another weird video of him on it saying like he doesn't have access to his Instagram, even though there was like a really weird cryptic video posted. But basically what I'm saying is like he's got that fight coming up with Devin Haney on April 20th. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Y'all think that he's tripping mentally, or do you think this is somehow some 4D chess where he's trying to promote the fights to bring more eyeballs and like troll fans? So like what do y'all think? And then I'll give you my opinion.
There's no way it could be that, bro.
According to the Boston University CTE Center, CTE is a degenerative brain disease found in athletes, military veterans. I'll stop there. But listen, if you're in a business of getting punched in the face repeatedly to earn your pay, I'm just saying.
All right.
I played football my whole life, and I still feel some effects every once in a while. I'd be like,
I hear that theory. I got my own. Dizzle, what's your theory?
Okay, my theory is he looking at Haney coming up on April 20th. I think it's April 20th, April 24th, and he know that ass going to get dropped. So he looking for a way. So if he lose the fight, they going to say that he was mentally unstable because he got dropped again. That's what I think is happening. It's all in the cards, baby. That's what I think.
Show.
Okay. Boogie, you got a theory?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I mean, it looks like some type of just and this isn't just like a mental like 100% like, oh, he's broken down and shit. I think like there's levels to it. unfortunately. And I think that he's going down a road, just like Dizzle said, his pride's hurt. And now he's got, and like Chach said, he's been hit in the fucking face. So there's like levels, like his pride got hit. He's had repeated damage to his fucking brain and his whole physical being, right? It's maybe he just fucking lost it a little bit. I can't blame him. Like, look at the shit. There's just talking about UFOs. People stole his phone, his wallet. Like, I don't know, bro. Like,
these are all plot. Well, he went on a whole thing about like kids being sexually assaulted by the church, but randomly nobody asked him. So I think all your theories are plausible. What I think is going on is he has like a track record, not only himself but his family, of like severe like mental health issues. What I think has happened is this man, he's what? I think he's almost 25. Like, he's still very young. I think what's happened is he either has taken too much like edibles, like marijuana or psychedelics, and that's brought upon a schizophrenic break, because there is research saying,
don't come for the weed, bro. Don't come for the weed, man.
There is research saying that if you have a predisposition to schizophrenia within your family, high doses of marijuana or of psychedelics, mushrooms, acid, whatever, this can bring about that at a much earlier age or trigger it altogether. Okay. And a lot of what he's saying, this paranoia, tracks very closely with how schizophrenics act. And so I think his team is kind of lost control of him a little bit, but they look at him as a cash cow because he keeps getting paid millions of dollars and he's feeding all of these people. Oscar de la Hoya, not exactly known for keeping drugs away from himself. Oh, no. So enablers around him making money. So I think that's the most plausible one. Time will tell.
I'm kind of curious about this because, and this is coming from what I've heard from people, obviously. But is it potentially causing schizophrenia, and then you just have it? Or it's only when you're smoking weed, it's only when you're eating, maybe
stuff triggers it though.
Too much edible.
It triggers it.
But so then, like, if it triggers it,
you're susceptible to it. So that high dose can bring it on, and then like you are schizophrenic.
Does it permanently? Okay.
Yes. So unless you get on drugs and medication, like schizophrenia is not something that comes and goes. Like, it's managed.
So
by
it will turn on.
Drugs. Yeah.
It will turn on, or like
it can bring an early onset, or if you're predisposed to it, it can bring
scary,
it on. Like,
bro.
there is documented cases of this.
I have a person in my family. I won't call his name, but real talk. He lived in Northern California, and he smoked weed all the time. But he smoked some high dose THC weed.
THC shit.
And bro, he ain't been right since. He had to go to a mental institution. Instant schizophrenia.
Yeah, well, I take back what I said.
Really, and it's not just weed. It's other things that can trigger it. Yeah. But weed for him hit him, and boom. Like, some people do psychedelics and it triggers it. Like I said, you can't come back, bro. It's like, that's why some people scared to do certain drugs. So they're like, yo, if you don't think your mind's strong enough, bro, don't do it.
Well, literally,
is that what it is? Is it mental strength, or is it
not just mental?
It doesn't matter. Click. Like, you could be,
everybody's different.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what's scary.
Straight from the NHS website, so the National Health Society of the UK, right? They published a study that says studies have shown using drugs, particularly cannabis, cocaine, Oscar de la Hoya, LSD, or amphetamines, can increase the risk of developing schizophrenia, psychosis, or similar illness. It's not clear whether it directly causes it, but if you're prone to it, it can trigger that. So I think that's what's going on. The other crazy thing too is, like, he's been acting super erratically, like, not just recently, but like before that. Like, the day after his second child was born, he just randomly out of nowhere apparently filed for divorce from his wife at the time. Like, this day after, just erratic behavior. Like, she was shot. Like, I don't know. He's been acting wild.
That feels mega impulsive. Right. He's young though. He's only 25 years old, and he's a talented fighter.
Well, that's like
the prime
fun
age to kind of watch. You know what I mean?
That's typically when it develops.
He's like,
right.
he doesn't back down, right?
Nah.
He'll get into the trolling and the face-to-face challenges. And so whatever he's going through, you know what I mean? Hope that it's hope it's just a troll and just an act and not something
I hope it's an
serious,
act, man. I hope it's an act.
I don't wish none of that on anybody.
Me too. Me too.
Knowing folks that have dealt with schizophrenia, dementia, all of that, those things that you don't expect, that just pop up.
Yeah, I hope it's an act, but if it's an act, this is the worst crafted way to like draw attention to a fight ever. So we'll see what happens, but prayers out to Ryan and his family and all them folks, because it's gotten to a point where everyone around him, like, even Jake Paul, who he's been beefing with, is like, dude, I just hope you get help. Like, this is clearly not your normal head state. So, that's my story for the day. Chachi, what you got?
Yeah, so, I was planning on attacking Florida again, but I'm gonna be easy on them. I'm gonna come back to you, Florida, another time. But so we've been talking about certain products and new ideas that are challenging typical systems and, even posing a threat to existing jobs, right? Mm-hmm. And so when we look at the NFL, professional sports as a whole, and recruiting strategies, the way that the college game has changed with the NIL deals and all of that, now there's been a new twist with two of the top collegiate athletes, Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr., are both positioned to be top 5 picks in this year's draft. And they are going in potentially to save millions because neither of them have an agent, which I thought was super interesting. The rookie contracts based off of a 2011 collective bargaining agreement, which ensures that players' draft position directly influences their contracts, right? Which are typically, the rookie contracts are typical 4-year agreements with the potential for extension negotiations after the 3rd year. Largely, a lot of the first-round draftees gain an additional perk, a 5th-year option, extending their initial contracts beyond the standard term. I think like that, the decision to go agent-free obviously changes the game, seeing how athletes as a whole get more exposure due to like advancements in technology, the use of social media, all of that. They can forego the agent as a primary source of locking in a contract. Right. What y'all think?
I love it. I love it so much because it eliminates that dude that shows up at your college, just like, let me get you these shoes. Let me get you this car.
Jerry Maguire.
It eliminates that. That dude ain't getting paid no more. So 100% of that money go to that kid, that child, that man, that fam. You know what I'm saying? I love it. Now, one thing about it, I can see if we had a history of agents that's actually educating these guys on how to spend their money and getting them help on how to invest their money. But we've seen years and years of pro athletes that had agents and then they broke on the streets out here and got no money. So to me, having an agent does not benefit you in the year 2024 because you got social media, like you said, you got Facebook, you got Instagram, you got TikToks, you showcasing your skills and you like NFL, NBA, whoever it is, check me out. You know I can make your team some money. You know I can win some games, get you some championships. Come get me. But you ain't about to talk to this dude that's taking 30, 20, 10% of my bread. Love it.
I think that works for people in the upper echelon, right? Like people who have actual capital and the ability to negotiate, the Lamar Jacksons of the world, like obviously being highly touted draft picks, Big Caleb time. Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr., like you have some weight in the discussion, but if you're the 53rd man on the roster, like you don't have leverage. So I think sometimes you need an agent just for their sphere of influence within the league.
I got you.
But I do agree once you get to a certain level and you've proven yourself,
right,
you can certainly learn these things. I mean, these athletes are more informed and intelligent than they've ever been. Not that they weren't, they were less intelligent.
We got resources now.
Like information is so readily available.
Yeah.
You got the NFLPA. You've got, guys who have now paved the way, the Lamar Jacksons, that like if you're in the league, I'm sure Lamar is talking to his people, like
of course,
to his team and spreading the word, being like, hey, you can do it this way, blah, 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 blah.
But that's what Chachi said, Jay. He said they have the option to forego to not have an agent. So it's like those people that ain't top 10, you know, of course, I think they're going to reach out, but this your option now. I love that option.
Right. No, I think it's a great option. Power to the players, like for sure. Like I have no problem with it. Cut out the middlemen who don't provide value. Like it's bullshit.
Absolutely. And I also think there's a misconception that Lamar Jackson didn't have an agent. He didn't have the typical agent. Lamar was able to negotiate a $260 million deal with his mama as the agent. You know what I mean? Jalen Hurts, his woman, right? Hurts his woman is his agent. So I think with the access, the ability to share information, to be for everybody to be an influencer, right? Does that challenge the idea, or is there an opportunity for a new guard of agents that are like homies and best friends and mamas and women and girlfriends and wives?
That's what Bron gave you.
You know?
Well, no, even before that, didn't Jordan's mom, at least I saw in Air Jordan, the movie, you know what I mean? Like, didn't his mom negotiate royalties on his sneaker sales?
Yeah,
so
I mean,
like this is not a new concept. It's just becoming more popularized, now, which is good.
Bro, you're giving other opportunities to your team now. Bring your team.
Exactly. But I do just want to say that I'm gonna take the opposite approach and go like, there are gonna be some people who don't know what the fuck to do. And you can go, you got info, you can go Google every day. Bro, y'all know me. I've tried every single fucking diet you can think of, every workout plan you could, I just like to try shit just to see, right? I like to experiment. It's fun to me. It keeps things fresh, but I like to try shit out. I try those things out. But there's certain things where it's like, man, you got to let go of control. So like, if I'm thinking about social media, you're right. Maybe a lot of people are just very comfortable doing all that type of shit, looking it up. Like for me though, like I'm a done for you style type of guy. Like if there's somebody who can manage my that extra shit so I can focus on my game, so I can focus on my shit, that's what I want. And like y'all said, they're bringing their team, but isn't their team basically like being agents? So now, yes, they're not your quote unquote your agent, right? Where it's some fucking dude in a suit, some slick talking mother.
But the percentages are different though, bro. It's different though.
Percentages are different. Sure. But you're still outsourcing those certain aspects. Man. So for those people who don't have that big circle,
I'm a control freak.
I personally,
I don't want to outsource my money to someone else like that.
I want somebody close.
But it's not just your money, right? You're outsourcing with an agent. It's everything, isn't it? Like it's your promotions, it's commercials, it's deals, right? Isn't that the point of an agent? Who's gonna go through your 8,000 like promotional emails?
Well, no,
that you get? Hey, come do this. Who's
but that's
gonna
what I'm saying.
That?
If you're top 10, the agent doesn't have much work to do. He just look through those emails and find the best deal for you. It's not like he has to go find something. Just like when you play 2K and you building your My Player out, you got to build it up, bro. You got to build it up and go find deals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
But people, so sometimes those deals aren't necessarily the best deal for the athlete, right?
And I get that, and that's why I'm saying
there's a certain level of trust that gets passed. That gets passed
definitely.
In between.
Look, there are literally jobs for like asset managers, right? People who will manage your money, and it's like, hey, they get paid on performance and shit. I feel like agents should be the exact same way. I will pay you based on based on performance. Like they got to be held accountable and shit like that.
They get paid based upon the contract value. It's a percentage of the contract.
Yeah, they get percentage.
I'm struggling to see the negative of having somebody who's got experience in the world that you probably look. I'm not a pro athlete, so I don't know.
Yeah, we know.
Like I can only speak off just kind of random. Man,
you're a triathlete.
One motherfucker on this podcast happened to be semi-pro athlete or whatever the fuck it's called, and he out here. Yeah, we could tell.
Logan's out there shooting hoops with the vegan basketball.
This fucking guy over here.
No, put it this way. I negotiate contracts on a daily basis with actual lawyers, right?
Okay, bet.
So if my dumbass can actually negotiate with a lawyer and like understand,
you're not a dumbass, bro. No,
that's not worth
training.
That's not worth 10% to pay someone to come in and do that.
Nobody off the street can come in and like understand.
But that's what these athletes are doing now. They're getting an understanding of it. It's crowdsourcing this information. So yeah,
but that's either way. Harrison Williams, they're gonna be fun to watch at the next level, whether that happens this coming year or next.
Right.
I as sports continues to change, it's not gonna pull fans further away, right? People are like complaining about the NFL's rigged and all of this stuff. We're still gonna watch it.
Right.
Tis what it is, right? But that's my story. Boog, what you got for?
All right, y'all. I'm gonna go just full politics on y'all today. All right. On Monday, I believe it's Monday. Fact check me, even if I'm wrong.
Our fans will. They'll fact. Our fans will. Our fans will fact check. They be checking.
They will let us know if something sounds off, and I like that. I appreciate it, and I'm gonna respond though because I like the engagement and I think it's cool. But anyways, I think on Monday the Supreme Court ruled that states cannot remove Donald Trump from the ballot for inciting insurrection. Ooh. So one thing I want to just stop right there. For inciting insurrection, is it a widely accepted thing on all sides? Probably not. But that he incited an insurrection, is that like a generally accepted thought on what happened on January 6th, by the way?
Well, he didn't incite the insurrection, but they claim he really supported it. He didn't stop it. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo.
Yeah.
I support what you doing. Handle your business.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. What do you think, Chachi? You think that
I think just the term inciting, right?
Yeah.
Itself, right? The term inciting is to encourage or stir up, right? Yeah. And then, urge or persuade.
He didn't say don't do it
in a violent or unlawful way. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think like many of the things that exist within.
He didn't say don't do it, man.
The United States of America, right? When things are taken as it is, everything seems to be subjective. Yeah. So by the definition of inciting, all he does is encourage and stir up.
I would agree that his comments leading up to or way before.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, when it happened, he said, "Come back, don't do that crap."
Came out. He said, "Go home." Yeah. Like this isn't.
Before though, he's like, "Well,
I get it." He got people riled up with, and those were like they were kind of offhand, like passive aggressive style comments too. Like, well, if we're just gonna, we have to read the whole speech.
He's a master instigator.
Oh boy, he's cold, bro. He's cold.
I just think back to elementary school, right? Yep. When you had that one kid that like just knew how to amp up the fight.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
pull up to your boy, be like, yo, you gonna let him get away with that, man?
He said your mama.
You gonna let him get away with that, man? You soft.
Do you think like truly that Donald Trump intended for, like, regardless of anything, do you think that his intentions were to have people storm the Capitol, bust in, people
I don't think that was the intentions. No, I don't think that was the intentions. No.
Yeah. Do you think he even thought about any? I'm just curious because not that it matters because it happened,
It happened, but I don't think that was his intention. No, I don't ever think that was his intention. Right. I doubt anybody in office.
I think that the folks that are like Trump supporters are so pro Trump.
Right. They're gung ho.
That it's any action will be justified in support of. Right. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like
definitely.
He has that ability to just make people just, you know what I'm saying? Even come up with things that they think. Like if you watch some interviews, you know what I mean? That emotion. They think is.
And even if he's not the overall mastermind, whoever he's got in his corner is definitely on that. Like, how do we get airtime? Like, how do we get you in the media? You know what I mean?
Hold on a second, Boogie. You think Trump from like everything that you know of Trump and have seen of Trump? Mm-hmm. Like, do you think he has the ability to listen to somebody else tell him what they think he should do? I think he's doing his thing.
You think solely everything? You don't think he's getting any type of whisper or anything? Because look, I would agree.
He's getting fed,
but he makes the decision.
That's what I'm saying.
He gets on the mic. He's doing him.
So no, that I totally get.
No, man,
but he's got people
making
in his corner who
somebody definitely consulted him on the shoes.
Well, they're God, those shoes are just.
Somebody definitely fed him those shoes, yo, and was like, "Here you go."
Unless I'm turning into Donald Trump, like on Saturday Night Live with Shane Gillis, I don't want those shoes, bro. Like, But did he intend for that shit to pop off like that, or did he not? It's hard to say. Like, I want to say no, he didn't, but I wouldn't put it past anybody.
Inciting is an intention. Like intention has nothing to do.
That's a very good point.
An action, right?
Right. You're absolutely right.
You know what I mean? Right. You can have intentions.
That's a great point.
Do or not do something, and the actions are actions.
That's right.
I could see that 100%. So the Supreme Court held that states do not have the authority to remove a candidate. So not just Donald Trump. This is a candidate from the ballot based on their political speech or actions, even if those actions are considered inflammatory or harmful. How do y'all feel about that?
You think of political strategy, right? And the way that folks get flamed in campaigns, right? So some folks do campaigns based on self-promotion and promoting an agenda and policies. And some folks run campaigns solely off of, I'm going to battle rap against all of my, against everybody that's running against me. And I'm dropping these videos and it's going to be sponsored by me at the end of the video. Right. So I think there's like different strategies. I don't know. I feel that, but I feel that it is what it is. If we can go right and write in a candidate for certain elections, right?
Sure.
Where there's an ability to write in like my neighbor Bob.
I've wrote myself in several times, and I obviously have not been elected yet.
Right? But if you could write in a candidate, right, my neighbor Bob, and that's a legal action, then
But to the point of that, we are allowing anybody, like, and that is the premise of our democracy, right? Our founding father, like freedom of speech, freedom of religious belief, political views. But we are allowing people like, people who could be very harmful, right? We can think of recent examples back in WW2, right? That's those potentially could be the candidate. Now, yes, they have to get voted
in,
and voted in, but come on, it's not like this would be the first case in the past, right?
There are so many people that have claimed a side, right?
Yep.
Campaigning is about getting people to vote.
Right.
Yeah. That's a different ball game.
Yep.
So, you can stir up as much, you can incite as much excitement as you can in the world.
Sure.
If people don't hit the polls, then that becomes an issue across the United States. And to me, like where I feel like it really matters is in like local elections. People don't vote.
People don't vote.
A lot of folks still don't vote. So I think that, you have folks that, win big seats with very few votes across the country.
You're right.
Sure.
So I think that, it's now in today's world as we dove into some of these other stories and the power of influence and the power of social media, I believe that there's going to be a time where maybe the system of voting has to evolve as well.
It's going to have to because people's lost.
Definitely.
They lost.
Who knows, right?
They've lost their trust in the vote. They've lost their trust in our government and our politics. People don't believe their vote actually counts anymore. So for us to go and drop a ballot, not saying I'm not dropping ballots because I vote all the time, but it's like people don't really know anymore. We got technology that's involved in
the electoral.
but as technology evolves, we sit here and we talk about like, oh snap, fake videos, fake pictures, fake this.
Well, and not to mention edited videos of speeches to where it completely leaves out context. I'd like to hear from our listeners, like, what do y'all think about just anybody can come in, not being shut down based on, and we're talking about harmful race, really bad stuff here, not just off the wall politics. But anyways, I think we know what time it is.
Random story of the day.
I think I got a good one for you. So, random story comes in from a fan, anonymous fan here, and they're asking us questions because they posted something on this popular app in your neighborhood if you're a homeowner called Nextdoor. The Nextdoor app. So, this fan says, because what they talking and the host of what they talking are so resourceful, what do you do? Because they've posted this on their Nextdoor app. Mm-hmm. What do you do when your neighbor next door has 15 cameras set up and they're all pointed at your home? When you go, I can't even finish it. I'm just going to read it. I'm just going to read it. She said, it's a female. So she said that,
oh no,
15 cameras are pointed at your home. When we go into our backyard, the tracking lights come on and they're tracking us in our own backyard. So the neighbor knows what they're doing. They're pissing us off because during the day, when we walk our dog and we pass by their house, the neighbor has a speaker and it says, smile, you're on camera, smile, you're on camera, smile, you're on camera, repeatedly. So they went to the police. The police didn't do nothing. They said they went to the homeowners association. They didn't do nothing. So they're asking on the Nextdoor app, what do you do with someone that has cameras on their property pointing at your property with a speaker saying, smile, you're on camera?
First off, I'm sorry that you're going through that because that is ridiculous. I hope you got great blinds and shit. I know that doesn't, negate your backyard. Maybe build that fence up about 10 feet tall as your house. I don't know. No. But first off, that fucking sucks. But I am baffled that the HOA will not do anything when. Yeah. Oh, but man, that's tough because like these are cameras on there. Like you can't force them to show, hey, what are your videos, your cameras recording? Right? Is it pointed into your house and into your backyard? Because that could be grounds for like some weird ass shit. I don't know some stalker, like invasion of privacy shit. Yeah, 100%. If they're pointed into like you got windows on that side that could be in the view, I would definitely check with. I mean, HOA, they don't give a fuck. Like most HOAs,
because it's on your property. Yeah, so if it's on your property, not on
HOA theirs. Takes care of like how nice does our neighborhood look? Like, don't build some random shitty shack on your front lawn. Like, don't have a broken down shithole piece of car. Like, just accumulating weeds and shit on. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. HOA is not going to do anything like that, but. There's got to be something about invasion
because
of privacy
it's on their
there.
property.
Where's this taking place?
In Colorado.
Where's this
in Colorado?
Oh, man, but you can't damage it because that would be vandalism.
Yeah. And so on this app,
how
this
sneaky are you? In what type of shape are you? Because if you are ninja status, now
illegal.
look. I'm not saying to do this. I'm inciting an action. No, I'm at a loss.
They posted this on the Nextdoor app as well, and the Nextdoor app people had a few.
Let's hear it.
They help. They try to help. So they said one person said set up some fans, the little blowing fans outside, so when the wind blows, the trackers will come off because they're battery-powered apps. It's just going to keep tracking them. Another neighbor said,
when the
get some
wind
strobe
blows?
lights. Yeah, because it'll track it and it's going to pick up motion. So it's going to lose its battery.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. Another neighbor said, get strobe lights so it points directly at the cameras that it's going to go.
If the person who reported it knows if it's like, is it a single family home? Is it a single person?
Yeah, these houses. Like I'm imagining like
I'm
picket
curious
fence,
if this is somebody like
neighborhood, a house and a house.
I can't even see.
Single family home.
I'm curious about that. About what the neighborhood.
Single family home.
I'm curious if the cameras are only pointed at her home or if
all around the house,
kind of around the perimeter of the whole house.
She says she sees 15 cameras on the left side of the house.
15,
and they're all like in the trees in her house, on the side of the house, and they're all pointed like towards her house. And the only reason she knows they're pointed towards her house because when she goes in her backyard, the tracking lights from the cameras come on and tracks them in their backyard.
Yeah, that's wild though. That's wild. I don't know. Maybe maybe she did something.
Maybe she did. We don't know.
Hey, she's a listener though, so we're gonna give her the benefit of the doubt.
You know something?
Well, on the neighbor app, they had a couple of people say that. Have you ever heard of extreme schizophrenia? There's like, we think that's what you got. That's why the police ain't did nothing. The homeowners association ain't did nothing. And nobody's trying to help you because you the one got the problem.
Damn.
It might be you.
Well, fellas, that is our man.
Random story of the day.
So we gave you guys Apple out here got to pay the $2 billion because the EU said they got to give Spotify that change because they ain't promoting nobody on their app store for music other than Apple Music. Damn, Apple got to get with the program or just pay the money and keep doing what you're doing. Boogie!
Look, I gave y'all Trump, a win for Trump, a win for candidates. They cannot be removed from the ballot. And, our boy Hollywood Jay had to step away. But Jay gave us Ryan Garcia, man. What is going on with that man? His Twitter feed. Hopefully he can get the help he needs. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. Maybe he's just promoting. Let's think of the best. Chachi.
Yo, to all the Jerry Maguires out there and the aspiring Jerry Maguires, your job might be in jeopardy. The access that these college players have, not just to game, but to the game, is creating some slippery slopes for y'all out there. So
really,
watch out, man. Pick up another skill. Go learn how to use Sora. And good luck.
Man.
Love y'all, man. Good luck.
It is your boy Dizzle.
It's your boy Chachi in the building.
It's Boogie and Hollywood J in spirit.
Thank you all for listening to What They Talking. See you guys again next week. Peace.